So as you can see, I've got some of these nasty watermarks or ring marks from a hot cup here and here and here on this walnut tray. This was a very expensive tray, it cost us about 60 quid, and we've only just had it. There is some degree of finish on it, but it's quite a matte finish. I think you can probably appreciate that from the video. Hopefully it's not very shiny at all, and we've only had it a little while. I've already managed to take some out on this side using a scrim, or just someone said a low nap on YouTube was a low nap cloth, so not a towel, maybe a tea towel, something a little bit thinner, just so that when we try and fix this we get some penetration. So what do we use to fix it? All we use to fix this is an iron and the cloth. I know it sounds ridiculous to add more heat or more water to these marks, but I did a bit of research and quickly found that it removed the other marks on the tray. So these are the last ones, the worst ones, and I'm gonna, as I've had success today with this method, I thought I'd film it and show you. So I've actually got what I can see to be about 4 or 5 rings. It's a couple of overlaying ones just here. You can see that probably quite well. One half one here and one here. I've had a couple of spots in the middle and a couple, like I say, elsewhere. So all I've got now are my settings. I have it set to wall, so a medium heat. It's going to still give me steam, but what I'm going to do is cover the area with the cloth. Take my iron, I raised it just a small gap of maybe a couple of inches, put one shot in there, and then just moved it around. So why it works apparently is that you put moisture or heat and moisture. The moisture probably opens the pores, as it were, of the wood, and the cloth and the heat from the iron draws up the moisture that created those rings. So let's just see, already it's reducing it, but we need to do a bit more. And then I do tend to move the cloth around in case the cloth gets too wet. It doesn't get wet, but just in case it gets too damp. So moving the cloth around as well also helps you to absorb any, if these rings are created by moisture and you heat them and then the moisture rises, you want to be able to get that moisture trapped into the cloth. So moving it around onto a drier patch can also help. So another shot. Has it gone off? Yep. My iron just turned off. It seems to do that from time to time, which is very annoying when you're trying to do a YouTube video. Right, here we go. So this is second attempt. Some people were saying 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I've literally found that the other ones were done, the other rings I did were done just in a few moments. It wasn't very long at all. Circular motions, yeah, I guess you can. Let's just have a quick look. Yep, it's being reduced, but I'll do another shot. But as you can see, it's all being done in real time. There's no funny edits. I was a bit suspicious watching the videos myself that maybe someone would cut the video and it was some sort of trickery. Right, as you can see now, this one's starting to reduce. We're all reducing actually. This one's not as big as it was, so I need to try and get the steam into that area a little bit more, and then I'm sure we'll see these disappear as well, and I certainly hope so, because we've only just bought this tray. So I think it's turned off. Let's just turn that back on. And just keep moving it around, and then don't be afraid to have a little look. Yeah, I can see that's reducing again. Hopefully you can. I'm going to go with another shot. But I'm pleased to see that it's actually working. What I am going to do with this tray afterwards is I went to B&Q today and I bought some matte varnish. So just to give it an extra, I'll put a couple of coats on, maybe 2 or 3 coats on here. I don't want it to be really, really shiny, but I do want to protect this surface because this is going to be happening all the time otherwise. Right, just a bit more. These were the worst ones. A double shot then, just to give it a bit more moisture. See if we can lift these last marks out of the tray. And hopefully, for you and for me, this is going to be the best 5 minutes you've spent in a long time watching the video, because hopefully it'll get the it'll get you out of stuck like it's hopefully getting me right now. You can see again, this one's still here, the top one's still there, the rest have gone. So I'm basically down to maybe just a smidge just there. So let's try, I wonder if we'll try moving the cloth over a little bit, fresh bit of cloth. And then we'll put 2 shots in. You've got to try and move around this whole area. And then hopefully these ones with a bit more heat are going to come out. Iron's still on, so that's a good thing. Let's have a little look. Yep, it's definitely reducing there. So I'm going to go with this one here and this top edge. Get right in there. Right, a good shot of steam. I think you'll be alright with any normal iron. This Philips one I've got is obviously designed with the big tank. It's designed to give you a really, you know, hefty shot of steam, but there's so much so that you just keep the trigger down and it'll keep steaming. No one has actually said that you keep it steaming. You don't want to wet the wood unnecessarily. I have read reports of people, there we go, it's starting to really disappear now, a little bit more. People have been trying to do this, they've steamed it, it's got rid of the original watermark, and then they must have some sort of cloudy mark, but they've just basically saturated it. Either that or maybe the heat's not hot enough or it's too high. So definitely for me, the wall setting, the medium setting on all of the settings that my iron will provide seems to be the magic one. Now I'm nearly there. For me, I've got a tiny bit here. As you can see, it's really coming out very, very well. Hopefully out of all of this, this here is not a mark. I'm looking at it and this part is out hot. This part is quite light running through there, and that's part of the wood, as is the colouring just through there. That's also part of the wood. That is not a watermark. This ring is the watermark. So that's what I'm looking at, trying to remove. But I'm really pleased, I'm so pleased to see this coming out. I feel like my wife had said to me, why don't we varnish it when we got it? And I said, well, it is a tray designed for, you know, cups and plates, so it should be okay. But she was absolutely right. I think, and I thought you couldn't get a matte varnish. I didn't even know a matte varnish existed until she said, oh, I think you can get one in matte. That's all but gone now. A little bit more, I think. But she said, yeah, you can get a matte varnish. And I really was surprised. I thought you could only get like a sort of semi-gloss, you know, a low shine and a high shine gloss kind of varnish. But she was right on that as well. There we go. I still want a tiny bit. So I'm going to keep the video going. Obviously, you can see it is working. If you want to carry on watching it while I do this, then that's great. Just wait for this to come back. Right. But I do want to be able to do this in real time to show you that completely how long it's taken, and to completely remove these marks. These marks have been in maybe for about a week. We had some guests over, and you know, once they'd left, we realised there were these nasty marks on the tray, and I was ever so disappointed. I'm going to go with a fresh bit of cloth. That seemed to work quite well last time. And then just keep that, sorry, camera when I was too busy looking at what I was doing there, sorry about that. And then we'll try this. Let's see if we can get that very last stubborn bit out. I can still see it there. So I'm going to persist with a bit more steam. I think maybe this needs, as it's worked for the rest, and the rest of this mark has been removed, I'm going to just persist with this little piece right here, but I'm going to give it a bit more of a shot of the steam. So it's had quite a hefty spray there. So I'm hoping that will soften that wood up and then the heat of the iron will draw that moisture back. Alright, my recording stopped, it reached 10 minutes, but we're carrying on immediately afterwards. No trickery here. You've seen the video from the beginning. Did that double shot of steam just there. I don't know if you can see it. I can still see it, but it's minimal. And it's just there. So I'm going to just keep going a little bit more. See if I can get the last of it out, and then I'll show you the whole tray, and you won't see one watermark on here. If this last bit comes out, and I hope it does. I'm going to move to another bit of cloth, just in case that got a little damp. I'm going to move it around. Sorry if my camera's a bit shaky. I'm trying to keep it still, but at the same time, not trying not to burn myself. There we are. I think we are almost so close, so close. I'm just going to try and leave that still for a moment, just to really pack that heat in. Let's try it again. I'd say that's pretty good. I think I'm probably 99.9%. It's probably my paranoia that's saying to me I can see it. See if we can do a last go. Right. Let's see. That is looking good. There we are, guys. Look at that. We got it. We got it. Now if I show you the tray, there we are. This again, this coloration here is natural. This is the problem area. If I maybe turn it around to get a different light on it for you. Okay, that's the top corner. That's come out really, really well. So it actually works. It's taken us about 12 minutes from start of the video to the finish to get those couple of marks out. Perfect. Really, really happy. All I need to do now is take this in the garage and get that varnish on to give me an extra bit of protection on the surface. But it's well worth a try. Hope you enjoyed the video, and it's worth it's been worth watching. Thank you. Share and like and subscribe, do all that lovely stuff. Leave me a comment if you need any extra help with that, and I'll explain what I've done again if you need it. Bye.